Like to discuss about characteristics of devices, that is diode, thyristor, MOSFET and IGBT characteristics, firing circuits of thyristors and commutation methods of SCR. First we have to start with how to draw the ideal characteristics of various types of semiconductor devices. Students, we know that this is the diode symbol. In drawing of static characteristics of any device, unless otherwise specified, you have to take the current on y-axis, voltage on x-axis. Unless otherwise specified, you have to take like this only. And we know that diode allows the forward current. It allows the forward current. And diode blocks the reverse voltage. Diode blocks reverse voltage. These are the ideal characteristics of a diode. From these characteristics, you have to write one statement. Therefore, diode is a unidirectional unipolarity device. It allows the one current and it blocks the one polarity. Which voltage it blocks? Reverse voltage it blocks. Therefore, diode is a unidirectional and unipolarity device. Diode is uncontrolled device. This already you know this. Diode is which device, friends? It is an uncontrolled device. Diode blocks which voltage? Reverse voltage. Allows which current? Forward current. Next, we have to concentrate what are the ideal characteristics of a diac. Students, you know that diac is an anti-parallel connection of two diodes. Diac is a anti-parallel connection of two diodes. Anti-parallel connection of two diodes. That is, diac is a bidirectional device, but diode is a unidirectional device. It is bidirectional device. Friends, we know that if you draw the ideal characteristics of a diac, it cannot block any voltage because of anti-parallel connection of two diodes. I told already, unless otherwise specified, in drawing of ideal characteristics, currents are taken on y-axis, voltage is taken on x-axis. Then diac allows the forward current, it also allows the reverse current. It cannot block any polarity. These are the ideal characteristics of a diac, and this is the diac symbol. This is the structure of the diac, students, that you have to concentrate. Concentrate one more device. What are the ideal characteristics of thyristor, GTO? This is also GTO symbol. This is the SCR symbol, students. Symbols also you have to concentrate, and these two are the GTO symbols. Gate turn off thyristor symbol. This SCR and GTO is having same ideal characteristics. Here I am drawing the what is the SCR and GTO ideal characteristics, friends. Take the current on y-axis. Voltage on x-axis. We know that SCR and GTO, these are the SCR characteristics and GTO characteristics are same. It may be SCR or GTO, it allows the forward current. Both SCR and GTO blocks, it blocks the forward voltage, it also blocks the reverse voltage. It may be SCR or GTO, it blocks the both the polarity. That's why SCR and GTO are unidirectional bipolarity devices. Therefore, SCR and GTO are unidirectional. It conducts only in one direction. Bipolarity means both the polarity it blocks, friends. Unidirectional bipolarity device. I'm not talking about bipolar. Bipolar is different. Bipolarity is different. Bipolarity device. Bipolarity means it blocks the positive voltage. It also blocks the negative voltage. That's why SCR and GTO are unidirectional and bipolarity device. But point to remember, SCR is turn on by positive gate current pulse. Positive gate current pulse. This you know. And SCR is turn off by commutation. SCR turn off by commutation. Turn off by commutations. Then what about the GTO? GTO is turn on by positive gate current pulse. Positive gate current pulse. Gate current pulse. And GTO turn off by negative gate current pulse. Turn off by negative gate current pulse. Turn off by negative gate current. That's why GTO is a fully controlled device. It is a fully controlled device. Then what about the SCR? This SCR is a semi-controlled device. Semi-controlled device. These points you have to remember. That is a SCR and GTO ideal characteristics. Next, what are the ideal characteristics of RCT? RCT stands for reverse conducting thyristor. GTO stands for gate turn off thyristor, friends. And RCT stands for reverse conducting thyristor. Then what are the ideal characteristics of a RCT? Easy to draw this characteristics. In drawing of ideal characteristics, current is taken on y-axis, voltage is taken on x-axis. Because of anti-parallel combination, there exists anti-parallel combination, that's why it conducts in both the direction. Because of wherever the anti-parallel combination is there, that device conducts in both the directions. This device conducts in both the direction. At this point mainly you have to concentrate. It conducts in both the direction. But because of anti-parallel diode, it cannot blocks the reverse voltage. It blocks only forward voltage. Because of anti-parallel diode, it blocks wherever the anti-parallel diode is there, it cannot blocks the reverse voltage. It blocks only forward. Like this you remember, students. Therefore, RCT is also, it is a bidirectional unipolarity device. Conducts in both the direction but blocks only one polarity. But which polarity it is blocking? Positive voltage it is blocking. Important. Therefore, RCT is a bidirectional, that is conducts in both the direction. Bidirectional and unipolarity device. Unipolarity device. That is, it blocks only one polarity. Reverse conducting thyristor, anti-parallel connection of thyristor and diode. What is the RCT stands for? Reverse conducting thyristor. It is anti-parallel connection of anti-parallel connection of SCR and diode. SCR and diode. These are the ideal characteristics of RCT. Next, we have to concentrate what are the ideal characteristics of triac. Triac stands for triode AC switch, friends. A triac is an anti-parallel connection of two thyristors. It is anti-parallel connection of anti-parallel connection of two SCRs. Now, two thyristors. Then, in the case of triac, it is anti-parallel connection of two thyristors. There is an anode. Instead of anode and cathode, you have to use main terminal 1 and main terminal 2. And this is the gate. Triac is turned on by both positive current pulse and negative current pulse. This is important. Triac is turned on by both positive current pulse and negative gate, that is positive, this is gate current pulse and negative gate current pulse. You have to turn on with positive pulse and also negative pulse. Triac is also semi-controlled device. If you have to turn off this triac, then we can use commutation. It is also semi-controlled device. It is also semi-controlled device. Then if you draw the ideal characteristics of a triac, if you try to draw the ideal characteristics of a triac, in drawing of ideal characteristics of any device, this current is taken on y-axis, voltage is taken on x-axis. Then we know that triac can allows the current in both the direction. Triac blocks the both the polarity. It allows the current in both the direction. It blocks the both the polarity. That's why triac is the example of which device, friends? Triac is the example of bidirectional bipolarity device. It is bidirectional and bipolarity device. It conducts in both the direction and it blocks the both the polarity. Bidirectional and bipolarity device. This is about the triac you have to remember. Next, MOSFET, BJT and IGBT is having the same characteristics, friends. Yeah, this is the MOSFET symbol. This is the BJT symbol. This is the IGBT symbol. This is MOSFET. Is it N-channel MOSFET or P-channel MOSFET? Simply remember, if the arrow is out, if the arrow is in N channel, exactly opposite P channel. If the arrow is given like this, now this is P channel MOSFET. P channel MOSFET. What about this? This is the BJT. And this is IGBT symbol. Even symbols also important. Sometimes they will ask the symbols also. IGBT. But MOSFET, BJT, IGBT is having the same ideal characteristics, friends. Simply remember like this. All these devices are operated in the first quadrant only. The negative blocking is negligible. This is I, this is minus I, this is V, this is minus V. We know that all these devices, MOSFET, BJT and IGBT, allows the forward current and blocks the forward voltage. Why these are designed for forward blocking? Because mainly these devices are used in inverters and choppers. In inverters and chopper, positive blocking capability is required, not the reverse blocking capability. That's the reason why these are designed for high forward voltage, negligible reverse blocking capability. Then this is the forward current. Then what about the MOSFET, BJT and IGBT, students? It allows the one current, it blocks the only one polarity. Na? All these devices are unidirectional unipolarity devices. unidirectional and unipolarity devices. Simply remember to draw the next devices characteristics. This is the basic. This observation is the basic, friends. Unidirectional unipolarity device. It blocks the only one polarity. It allows only one direction current. Then ideal characteristics of composite devices. This is MOSFET with anti-parallel diode. This is BJT with anti-parallel diode. IGBT with anti-parallel diodes. Easy to draw this characteristics. Simply remember like this. Up to without any diode. This characteristics already you know. No? Without any diode connection. What are the characteristics? This is I minus I V minus V. Without any diode, this is operated in the first quadrant, friends. That you seen. All the transistor is operated in the first quadrant. Simply remember, friends, if any anti-parallel diode is there, then extra we can get the current. Negative current also we can get. Up to transistor first quadrant, because of anti-parallel diode, negative current we can. Like that you remember. Then all these devices are which devices? It allows both the direction. That's why bidirectional devices, unipolarity. Unipolarity bidirectional devices. Unipolarity bidirectional devices. Then where this type of characteristics are required? Unipolarity bidirectional devices are required. These are used in VSI, voltage source inverters. These are used in VSI. That is unipolarity bidirectional characteristics are required in that is a VSI, voltage source inverter. Next again, what is the ideal characteristics of composite devices? But here series diode. Easy to remember. Up to transistor first quadrant, if there is any series diode is present, extra it blocks the voltage. Anti-parallel diode, extra current. Series diode, extra voltage, friends. You can easily draw the characteristics. How to draw the characteristics? That you have to concentrate. This is I and this minus I and this is V and this is minus V. Yes, friends. Then all these devices without any diode up to this first quadrant. Without any diode first quadrant already you know. But because of series diode extra a reverse voltage is blocked over. These are the characteristics. Then what is this device, friends? It blocks the both the polarity. No? That's why it is bipolarity and allows the current only in one direction. No? That is it bipolarity unidirectional device. It is bipolarity and unidirectional device. Unidirection. That is it conducts only in one direction. Bipolarity unidirectional device. These are the characteristics of a ideal characteristics of a transistors with a series diode. Next, one series diode, one anti-parallel diode, friends. One series diode and one anti-parallel diode. If one series diode, one anti-parallel diode, if the path is exist for this anti-parallel diode, yes, this path is exist. If the path is exist for this anti-parallel diode, then you have to consider. This path is exist for anti-parallel diode, it will conduct through source. Through source it conduct. The path is exist for anti-parallel diode. If one series diode, one anti-parallel diode is equivalent to transistor with anti-parallel diodes. Simply remember one statement. If the anti-parallel diode is path is exist, one series diode and one anti-parallel diode is equivalent to transistor with anti-parallel diode. This is I, this is minus I, this is V minus V. This is equivalent to transistor with anti-parallel diode. Transistor with anti-parallel diode. With anti-parallel diode. Transistor with anti-parallel diode means that you know up to transistor which quadrant? Up to transistor which quadrant? First quadrant. Because of anti-parallel diode, parallel concept now what you can get? Current we can get because of anti-parallel. Then this is also which device, friends? It is also bidirectional unipolarity device. It is bidirectional unipolarity device. Bidirectional and unipolarity device. Unipolarity device. Conducts in both the direction, blocks only one polarity. Which voltage it is blocking? Positive voltage. Bidirectional unipolarity devices used in VSI, voltage source inverters. But here exactly opposite now. That is bipolarity unidirectional device now. These are used in CSI. These are used in CSI. This type of characteristics are required in current source inverter. These are used in CSI, current source inverters. Yeah, these are the ideal characteristics with series diode and anti-parallel diode. Then if there is more than one diode is given, I told already, you have to check the path for diode. If the path is exists, then only you can consider the diode, friends. But the diode must be conduct through this path. But this diode cannot allows in the reverse direction. No? There is no path for this diode. Remove this diode. Then once you remove that diode, remaining is which one? Series diode and anti-parallel diode. If more than one diode is there, check the path for diodes, friends. If the path is exists, then only you can consider the diode. In this case, this diode does not have any path. Remove that diode, because for conducting there is no path. Now you draw the ideal character. This is I, this is minus I, this is V, and this is minus V, students. Then what you can write? That is transistor with series diode and anti-parallel diode is equivalent to anti-parallel diode. No? Up to transistor which quadrant? First quadrant. Series diode and anti-parallel. But this diode does not have any significance, because this diode cannot allows in the, this diode will not conduct. This diode must be conduct to this path only. But this diode cannot allows. That's why it does not have any significance. Then remaining circuit is series diode and anti-parallel diode is equivalent to, series diode and anti-parallel diode is equivalent to anti-parallel diode. Because of anti-parallel, extra current we can get. Then what is this characteristics, friends? This is also bidirectional unipolarity device. It is bidirectional. It is bidirectional unipolarity device. Bidirectional unipolarity devices, na? Bidirectional characteristics are required in VSI, unipolarity device. These are used in VSI. These are used in VSI, voltage source inverter. Concentrate next devices. These devices are easy to remember, friends. There is anti-parallel connection. Here also there is anti-parallel connection. Then these devices are used for the 4-quadrant operation. That is a bipolarity bidirectional devices. Simply remember, this is I, this is minus I, this is V, minus V. Bipolarity bidirectional devices are mainly used in matrix converters. These are bipolarity bidirectional devices. Bipolarity. These are also bipolarity bidirectional devices. Right, and bidirectional devices. The next one, this is also bipolarity bidirectional devices. You have to check the path. It conducts in both the direction. This is one path to conduct. It conducts in both the direction. And it also conducts like this. This is the path for conduction. There is one more path for conduction of these devices. Like this also it will conduct. That is the reason why these devices are which devices? Conducts in both the direction and blocks the both the polarity. If you draw the characteristics for this one, this is I minus I, V minus V, students. This is I, we have to take this is plus I, I minus I, V minus V. This is I minus I. Unless otherwise specified, take the current on y-axis, voltage on x-axis. Then it also conducts in both the direction, blocks both the polarity. That's why it is also bidirectional bipolarity device. It is a bidirectional bipolarity device. Bidirectional and bipolarity device. Okay, this how to draw the ideal characteristics of various types of devices. There is one more fundamental concept with respect to devices. Before starting that one, you'll see the simple one or two questions. Which one of the following power semiconductor devices has the bidirectional current capability and bipolarity capability? That is bidirectional and bipolarity, students. What is the answer for this one? Which having the bidirectional and bipolarity means both the polarity it blocks, both the direction it allows. Which device? This is I, this is minus I. Then which can allows the both the direction, which blocks the both the polarity, that is triac, students. Next, select the steady state VI characteristics of the devices shown in figure. The steady state operating point are shown by the large black dots. Then what about the diode characteristics? For diode characteristics, voltage is negative. It blocks the reverse voltage, allows the forward current. That is blocks the negative voltage, allows the forward current. Now forward current is allowed, negative voltage is blocking. Then this is C. This is matching with C, students. Next, what about the SCR? SCR blocks the both positive voltage and negative voltage and allows the positive current, that is forward current. Both positive voltage and negative voltage is blocking and forward current is allowed. Positive voltage is blocking, negative voltage is blocking, forward current is allowed. This is the matching, students. Like this you have to answer. One more fundamental concept with respect to devices, how to calculate the conduction losses of any device, friends. We know that if any device is conducting, a semiconductor device is modeled as a different ways. A semiconductor device is modeled as a different ways. It is modeled as only on state resistance, only on state resistance. Let it carrying the current of I. It is modeled as only voltage drop. Let the voltage drop is VD. Let it carry the current of I. It is modeled as both on state resistance and voltage drop, friends. Both on state resistance and voltage drop. Let it carrying the current of I. Simply remember, friends, if any device is conducting, if it is modeled as on state resistance, how to calculate the average conduction losses? That is simply we have to use RMS value. With respect to resistance, we have to use the RMS current. Don't use the average current. This is the average conduction losses. If only voltage drop, constant voltage drop is given, to calculate the average power loss or average conduction loss, you have to multiply that voltage drop into average current. Don't use RMS current. Important, students. If it is a resistance, to calculate the power loss or conduction losses, we have to use RMS current. If it is a voltage, you have to use average current. If both resistance and voltage are given, with respect to resistance, I RMS square into R on, plus with respect to voltage drop, multiplying, you have to clearly write I RMS square into R on, yes friends, R on, plus VD into I average, VD into I average. Yeah, these observations are important to solve any model of questions based on the conduction losses. For example, if the question is asked like this, friends, if this current is applied to the on-state resistance of 10 milliohms and voltage drop of 1.5 volts, then what is the solution for this problem? A MOSFET is modeled. How the MOSFET is modeled? Given is MOSFET. A MOSFET is modeled as a on-state resistance of 10 milliohms, on-state resistance of 10 milliohms, and voltage drop is how much, friends? 1.5 volts. If this current is allowed, then you have to calculate what the average power. One is resistance, another is voltage drop, friends. With respect to resistance, we have to use the RMS current, no? I RMS square into R on. With respect to voltage drop, you have to use the VD into I average. Now for this current waveform, what is the average current? It is a pulse waveform, no? On time into amplitude into on time by total time period, friends. This is equal to 5 amperes. What is the RMS current? RMS current equal to amplitude into square root on time by total time period, friends. That is 10 by root 2 amperes. Now you substitute here, what is the average power loss we can get? I RMS 10 by root 2 whole square, 10 by root 2 whole square into on state resistance is 10 milliohms. plus VD into I average. I average is how much friends? 5. Then you simplify this 10 by root 2 now. That is 100 by 2. This is 100 by 2. 10 millions. 1000 by 2. 1000 by 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Plus this is how much friends? This is 1.5 into 5. That is 7.5. This is how many? 0.5. 0.5 plus 7.5 strengths. This is equal to 8 watts. Then in this case, what is the average power loss? Average power loss equal to 8 watts. How to calculate IRMS square into R on plus VD into I average? IRMS is 10 by root 2. That is 100 by 2 milliohms. 10 milliohms na 1000 by 2. 0.5 VD. VD is how much friends? Voltage drop. How much it is given? 1.5 volts. I average is how much? 5. 7.5 plus 0.5, that is 8 watts. Like this we have to calculate the average conduction losses or conduction losses in a device. The comparison of devices with respect to various parameters also important, students. One is with respect to frequency or speed of operation. Very important for theory questions already framed in GATE and ES exam. Frequency or with respect to speed of operation. Speed of operations. Frequency or with respect to speed of operation among all the devices, which device is used for? Mainly I am comparing here 5 devices. Highest frequency is MOSFET, friends. The next highest frequency is IGBT. Next BJT. Next GTO. Least frequency is SCR. As compared to SCR, least frequency is triac. But mainly I am comparing only these 5 devices. With respect to frequency or speed of operation, this MOSFET is used for high frequency application. This is high frequency applications, friends. Then this used in SMPS application, switched mode power supply application. Which of the following device is used for SMPS application? Switched mode power supply. That is MOSFET is used for the SMPS application. In MOSFET again 2 MOSFETs are there, which is high frequency. N MOSFET is high frequency application as compared to P MOSFET. That is N MOSFET is used for high frequency as compared to P MOSFET. This is with respect to frequency or speed of operation. In semiconductor device, speed means it is not rotating speed. It is a frequency of operation. The device which is used for high frequency, that indicates that high speed of operation, students. We don't have any rotating speed now. All the semiconductor devices are the static devices. This is with respect to speed of operation or frequency of operation. With respect to power application, students. With respect to power application point. Power application in the sense which is used for high power, which is used for low power. SCR is used for high power application. Among all the devices, which is used for high power application? SCR. Next, which device? GTO. Next, BJT. Next, IGBT. Then low power applications are MOSFET is used for very low power application. MOSFET is used for very low power applications, friends. But these two may be exchangeable. In sometimes they will give first IGBT, next BJT. That is also correct. Both are given. First preference you can given to this one. First SCR high power, next GTO, BJT, IGBT and MOSFET, friends. Then one more parameter is power application, frequency application. The next one is you have to concentrate power loss. Power loss. With respect to power loss point of view, which is high power loss, friends? Among all the devices, power application is different, power loss is different. MOSFET is high power loss device. Next, IGBT is the high power loss device. Next, BJT is the high power loss device. GTO, which is the low power loss. SCR is the low power loss, friends. Next, one more point you have to comparison here. Not only power loss, you also concentrate voltage drop point of view, friends. In terms of voltage drop, which is the high voltage drop? The voltage drop is MOSFET is high voltage. MOSFET is high voltage drop. The next, which is the high voltage drop? Same IGBT is the high voltage drop. IGBT is the high voltage drop. Next, BJT is the high voltage drop. Which is the least voltage drop device? SCR is the least voltage drop device. One more comparison that you have to concentrate, that is input impedance or input resistance. Which offers the highest input resistance? MOSFET offers the highest input resistance. In MOSFET, which is the highest input resistance, friends? P MOSFET is highest input resistance. P MOSFET is greater than N MOSFET with respect to input resistance. Next, which device is the highest input resistance? IGBT. Next, BJT. Next, GTO. Next, SCR. Least input resistance is SCR is the least input resistance. Among all the devices, SCR is the least input resistance. Point you have to remember, what are the examples of voltage control devices? What are the examples of voltage control devices? One of the very important example, repeated question, MOSFET is the voltage control device. Even JFET is also voltage control device. MOSFET and JFET is also voltage. Very important example, MOSFET is the voltage control device, JFET is also voltage control. Even IGBT is also voltage control device. IGBT is also voltage. Which is the example of current control device? In the module 1, in the last video, I will give final comparison, students, that also you concentrate. Current, just only some comparison only I am giving here. Current control device, which is the current control device? BJT is the current control device. Even SCR is also current control device. Even GTO is also current control device. This is some comparison of the device. Mainly, this is repeated in competitive exams. With respect to speed of operation, which is high frequency application, MOSFET is used for high frequency application. SCR is more favorable at power frequency, students. At power frequency, this is more favorable. At power frequency, more favorable. Which is more favorable at power frequency? That is SCR is more favorable at power frequency. Yes, friends, with respect to module 1, this is the video 1, student. This is about the video 1 that you have to concentrate. Thank you.